Hello, everybody. We are here with yet another edition of There Will Be Trivia. I am John Marr. With me today, special guest co-host, all the way from literally all the way around the other side of the world, Mr. Malcolm Lay. How are you today, sir?
I'm pretty good. Just still on a high from seeing Doctor Strange 2. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah.
All right. I'll probably get around to that eventually. I probably should watch the rest of the Marvel movies before I jump into that. So I'm about halfway to seeing that. But we do have a good, we're doing all debut matches. Obviously, we got three guys making their debut. They're no strangers to the trivia community. You probably recognize them if you watch these videos. We'll bring them in one at a time. The guy I want to talk to first, though, Mr. Steve Mesa. Steve, how you feeling today? Have you watched any of the videos? What do you think? And what do you think about today's match?
I'm doing very good. To answer that first part of the question, it's in my New Japan regalia, as you can tell. Ready to do some battle and to use some fighting spirit to battle my fellow competitors. As far as your question about have I watched videos, yes, I have. I have studied these videos. I've picked them apart. I've looked at the format, and I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to go. And that's going to be with me being the victor.
All right. Strong words from Mr. Steve Mesa. We'll take him out for 1 second. We'll bring in the first of his opponents. Also all the way from tomorrow, it is Richie Nemo Goodacre. Sir, how are you today? How are you feeling? And what do you think about the league so far?
Yeah, man. I'm doing all right. It's only 10 a.m. here, so my days are just getting started. But I'm excited about this league. I've been watching the matches too. I haven't sort of just I haven't looked at it as much intrinsically as Steve has. I haven't really broke it down that way, but yeah, I'm still looking forward to playing nonetheless. So yeah, this should be fun.
And we're looking forward to having him. To drop you out for a second, bring in our third and final competitor. Last but not least, Mr. Sam Wilson. Sam. Hey. Same three questions. How are you feeling today? Have you watched the matches, and what do you think about the match today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I've just been editing my podcast. We're doing a Star Wars episode for we missed May the 4th, but it'll be coming out on Revenge of the 6th this Friday. Have I watched matches? Well, my mom doesn't let me watch TV, so it makes it a little bit hard for me to study for movie trivia. But I do the best I can just by pulling shit out of my ass. In all seriousness, I've gone up against both Steve and Richie in other leagues and other formats, and they're both absolutely worthy competitors. And I have my work cut out for me today, whatever the hell that means.
Okay, so round one, as we know, we're going to put the rules up on the screen right now. All right, so we'll get started with round one. I will take the odd questions. Malcolm, I'll have you take the even questions. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Everybody looks ready for the whiteboard round. Question number one comes to you from the realm of comedy. What 3-word phrase comes out of Ted when he touches his stomach in both Ted and Ted 2?
You're not kidding. Are you gonna?
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Steve.
Is it Stop That Damn It?
Richie.
I love you.
And Sam.
I said my tummy's rumbly.
Richie with the correct answer. It is I love you.
Wow.
And Malcolm.
Next question comes in Richie's strength of movie release dates. What year saw the release of Tag, High Life, and Bad Times at the El Royale?
I've only seen one of these movies, only because Will makes me watch Tag often. And be down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll start with Richie.
2017.
And Sam.
2018.
And Steve.
I'm way off. I put 2014.
Sam with the correct answer. 2018 is correct. Your third question comes in Sam's strength of the Spider-Man films. What university is Gwen accepted to in The Amazing Spider-Man 2? I was accepted to university a long time ago, but I won't say which one because it might color the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will start with Sam.
Oxford.
Steve.
I put NYU.
And Richie.
I put Yale.
Sam is correct. It is Oxford.
The next question comes in musicals. What musical film features performances from John Lithgow, Haley Steinfeld, and DJ Khaled?
I'm big fans of all three of those people individually for different reasons. 5.
I get a
4.
repeat.
Yes, you can.
Yep. In musicals, what musical film features the performances from John Lithgow, Haley Steinfeld, and DJ Khaled?
I think if you're not at least a casual fan of DJ Khaled, something might be wrong with you. Guy just puts out bangers.
I mean, I don't
Wow.
think I've ever heard of a song from him, to be
Really?
honest.
We're gonna hook you up. 2, 1. We're back to Steve
Sing 2.
and Richie
I put Pitch Perfect too.
and Sam.
Nah, I said the remake of Hairspray.
Richie was the closest. It's Pitch Perfect 3.
Damn it!
Ooh.
Your fifth question comes in the category of Reese Witherspoon movies. Which Reese Witherspoon movie features performances from Donald Logue and John Heder? Again, I would talk about my favorite Reese Witherspoon movie, but I don't want to necessarily throw anything out there to talk about this answer. Coming down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna start with Richie.
I scribbled down Just Like Heaven. I'm not sure if it's right.
Looks close enough to me. Sam
I scribbled down Bridget Jones' Baby.
and Steve.
And I appropriately scribbled down just like heaven.
Just Like Heaven is correct. Steve on the board now, and Richie tying Sam for first. 5 questions in. I got Sam with 2, Richie with 2, Steve with 1, and we'll throw it over to Malcolm.
The next category comes in zombie films. What zombie film features Simon Pegg credited as phone booth zombie?
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this movie too, but it's just like there's so much I want to say, but I don't want to necessarily lead people towards a correct or incorrect answer. So, 5.
Can I have a repeat?
Yes, you can, Richie.
The category is zombie films. What zombie film features Simon Pegg credited as phone booth zombie?
That being a zombie in a phone booth, not a zombie that is a phone booth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll start with Sam.
Zombieland.
Steve
Land of the Dead.
and Richie.
28 weeks later.
Land of the Dead is correct.
Yeah.
We got a 3-way tie right now as we go into your 7th question in animated. In An American Tale, what U.S. city-based nickname does the streetwise Tony give to Fievel? I have never been given a U.S. city-based nickname, unfortunately. 5, 4,
Extension.
3. Okay. So extensions we don't repeat, but
Repeat. Yeah.
you want to repeat? In An American Tale, what U.S. city-based nickname does the streetwise Tony give to Fievel?
In my opinion, this is a very underrated animated film. Not a lot of people really talk about this much, which is a shame.
It's also when we said goodbye to Jimmy Stewart in the acting world. Right? Or was that the second one? 3,
Second
2,
one.
second one. Never mind. We will start with Steve.
This is a guess. I put Tex for Texas.
Richie.
You should see, right? I said Las Vegas.
And Sam.
I guess Brooklyn.
All incorrect. Looking for Philly. He called him Philly.
Nice. Think of that.
Your penultimate question comes in Mesa's strength of the Scream franchise. In Scream 2, Randy is killed in what type of location?
Very sad scene. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are on Richie.
Was he pulled into a van in a van?
And Sam.
I said a restaurant.
And Steve.
News van.
News van is correct. Steve and Richie getting that point. Your final question comes in Disney live action. In Beauty and the Beast, what invention does Belle create in the town square? I don't even remember that. But then again, I did fall asleep during this movie.
Uh,
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're over to Sam.
I said telescope.
Steve.
Water filter system.
And Richie.
I'm thinking of another Disney movie. I said carriage.
The answer we have here is a washing machine. She creates a laundry washing device. So anything like that would be good. So at the end of round 1, got Steve with 3, Richie with 3, and Sam with 2. By virtue of our alphabetical order, we're going to let Steve have choice of if he goes first, second, or third in round 2.
I am going to go last.
All right. Richie, you can go first or second.
I'll go second.
So Sam, you will go first.
I
So
wanted
this-
to go first, so that works out.
Perfect. So we'll throw up the rules for round 2 now. We have decided behind the scenes the order of our contestants. We're going to have Sam go first, Richie go second, and Steve will go third. Can you guys see the wheel?
Yeah.
More or less.
Here is your first spin, Sam. You get a respin if you don't like what you get. So you've landed on the mystery category. Now, how the mystery category works is you could take it and get every question with no multiple choice for 3 points apiece, or you could spin again.
Can you tell me what I can't really see what the other categories are? Can you just
sure.
tell me all the wheel sizes? Yeah.
We have the 3 strengths of the Spider-Man franchise, the Scream franchise, movie release dates, your 3 strengths. Also on the wheel are the mystery category and then 3 other categories, which are Mel Gibson directed movies, Rian Johnson directed movies, and movies that star the Wizarding World trio outside of the Wizarding World, along with 3 slices that have it be your choice, Richie's choice, or Steve's choice. But you are entitled to a free respin if you want it.
Yeah, this is tricky. I'll roll the dice. Let's go again. Let's go
Okay,
again.
your second spin, which you must take, lands on Steve Mesa's choice. Steve, you can give him any category except the mystery category. And again, your choices are the 3 strengths, being the Scream franchise, the Spider-Man franchise, movie release dates. We also have Rian Johnson directed, Mel Gibson directed, or the Wizarding World trio in movies outside of the Wizarding World.
Let's go with Scream franchise.
So Steve is going to give Sam his strength of the Scream franchise. Sam, are you ready for your questions?
No, but I will answer them regardless.
They are worth 2 points apiece. You can check down the multiple choice on all 4 of these questions. Your first question: what is the name of the cameraman who has replaced Kenny in Scream 2?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice answers are A, Joseph, B, Joel, C, James, or D, Jerry.
I'll go B, Joel.
And that is correct for a point. Your second question. As part of the new rules announced in Scream 4, Charlie declares the only surefire way to survive a horror movie is how?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, stay with your group, B, have sex, C, be gay, or D, stay put? Five.
I'll
Four.
go D, stay put.
That is incorrect. Richie and Steve, write your answers on your whiteboards. Your options are A, stay with your group, B, have sex, C, be gay, or D, stay put. And we're going to go, since it's just a letter, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Steve.
C, be gay.
And Richie.
Yes, Steve.
Yep, being gay. Doesn't work out so well for his buddy.
No, it doesn't.
In your third question, Sam, how many returning characters are killed in Scream 2022?
Multiple.
Your multiple choice answers are A2, B3, C4, or D5.
I'll go A2.
And that is correct. That being
Spoiler alert. I haven't actually seen it. It's all good.
just in case you want me to, well, just forget I said that. And
No, it's all good.
your final question. In the original Scream, 1996, when Sydney is wearing the Ghostface costume, she springs out of a closet armed with what?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A, a knife, B, a screwdriver, C, a hammer, or D, an umbrella.
I'll go umbrella.
And that is correct.
Yeah.
Only giving up once the opportunity. Pretty good, pretty good. We got our score right now, as I see it, 5 for Sam, Richie, and Steve, both with 4. We're going to do Richie's spin now. Your first spin is... Oh, just missed your strength. And we're going to go to Mel Gibson directed. Do you want that, or would you like to spin again?
I'll spin again.
All right, we're spinning again. And now Sam gets to pick the category. Sam, the categories that are left are your strength, the Spider-Man movies, movie release dates, which is Richie's strength. Then you have the other wheel slices of Rian Johnson directed, Mel Gibson directed, or the Wizarding World trio in movies outside of the Wizarding World.
I'll give him Spider-Man.
Your first question in Spider-Man. How did Norman figure out that Peter was Spider-Man in 2002's Spider-Man?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options is A, his voice, B, his quick reflexes, C, a cut on his arm, or D, multiple scratches on his face.
I'll say D.
D is incorrect. Steve and Sam for the steal. Your options again are A, his voice, B, his quick reflexes, C, a cut on his arm, or D, multiple scratches to the face.
And since we're just writing a letter, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Steve
C, cut on his arm.
and Sam.
C, saw cut on his arm.
Both correct for a point each.
Yeah. Next question is, what was Max carrying when Spider-Man saved him, which he remembers as he first meets him as Electro?
Multiple choice.
Your options is A, books, B, blueprints, C, flowers, or D, donuts.
B, blueprints.
That is correct for a point. The next question is, Who voices Uncle Aaron in Into the Spider-Verse?
Multiple choice.
Is it A. Mahershala Ali, B. Brian Tyree Henry, C. Daniel Kaluuya, or D. Trevante Rhodes?
A. Mahershala Ali.
That is correct for a point.
Shouldn't have got multiple choice. I knew that.
Your final question in Spider-Man. What is the name of the girl that Peter is crushing on and eventually plans to go to the dance with in Homecoming?
Multiple choice.
Is it A. Michelle, B. Liz, C. Letty, or D. Marie?
I'm going to say Letty.
Letty is incorrect. Steve and Sam for the steal.
So we're just writing a letter, so we're at 5.
5.
Actually, you're giving the options. I'm sorry, give them the options.
Yeah, is it A. Michelle, B. Liz, C. Letty, or D. Marie?
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Sam first this time.
It's B. Liz.
And Steve.
No, I put A. Michelle.
Liz.
Liz is correct.
So at the end of Richie's spin, I got Sam in the lead with 7, Richie in second place with 6, and Steve yet to spin with 5. Steve, your first spin. And it lands on the Wizarding World trio outside of the Wizarding World. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
Spin again.
All right. And unfortunately, we are stuck with the Wizarding World trio outside of the Wizarding World. So we'll...
Well, it is what it is.
All right, Steve, your first question. In what film will you see Daniel Radcliffe play Igor, co-starring with James McAvoy?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A, Horns, B, Kill Your Darlings, C, Victor Frankenstein, or D, Filth.
E. Victor Frankenstein.
That is correct for a point.
Damn it.
Your second question. Rupert Grint co-stars with Mads Mikkelsen and Evan Rachel Wood, as well as what actor who plays the title character in Charlie Countryman?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice answers are A, Robert Pattinson, B, Shia LaBeouf, C, Dylan O'Brien, or D, Eddie Redmayne.
Can I get a repeat of the question and the
The whole
choices?
question? Sure, whole
Yeah.
question and choices. Rupert Grint co-stars with Mads Mikkelsen and Evan Rachel Wood, as well as what actor who plays the title character in Charlie Countryman? Is it A, Robert Pattinson, B, Shia LaBeouf, C, Dylan O'Brien, or D, Eddie Redmayne?
B. Shia LaBeouf.
That is correct. Your third question. What do we first see Emma Watson's character doing in The Circle?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A, hiking, B, riding a bike, C, fishing, or D, kayaking.
Let's go kayaking.
Correct for a point. And your final question. What is the name of the movie where Daniel Radcliffe attempts a real-life prison break?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Escape from Pretoria, B, The Praetorian Redemption, C, The Praetorian Prison Break, or D, The Events at Pretoria?
A.
That is also correct.
Damn it. It's an Australian film. I knew that.
With that, coming out of round 2, I have Steve in the lead with 9, Sam with 7, Richie with 6. So we are going to be going into round 3, which is the strengths-based round. Everyone's going to get 3 questions of 2, 3, and 5 in their strengths, but you can read all the rules right now.
Which of these movies was not a 2010s release? Vampires Suck, Yogi Bear, Cats, or Brahms the Boy 2?
I believe Yogi Bear.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
It was Brahms the Boy 2. That came out in 2020.
okay.
So we'll move on to your 3-point question.
Your 3-point question is: how many years in between were both versions of Scarface?
Oh my god. Um, I don't know specifically. I'm just going to throw out a number. 26.
That is also incorrect. It was 51 years.
Okay, jeez.
And
So we will ask you your 5-point question now. You do have to hit it to avoid the TKOs.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's all good.
your 5-point question is: what year saw the release of films which had an Oscar-nominated performance from Meryl Streep, Michael Caine, and Paul Newman?
Let's try to mark it in Paul Newman.
And we got 5, 4.
2003.
1 point off. It was 2002. The
Road
movie was...
Tradition. Road Tradition was one of them, wasn't it?
Yep,
Road
Road to
Tradition was one of the
Perdition.
movies.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
With that, unfortunately, Richie could not catch his two opponents, so we will now move on to Sam's strength questions in the Spider-Man universe. I will ask him those questions. Sam, your first question, your 2-point question, to tie Steve and kick it over to him. Who plays Dr. Kurt Connors in Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3?
Oh.
Five.
Dylan Baker.
That is correct for 2 points. Malcolm, you could read Steve's questions in the Scream movies.
Your 2-point question in not the Steve franchise. Your 2-point question in the Scream franchise.
You have your own franchise, Steve?
Who directed Scream 2022?
Radio silence.
That is correct for 2 points.
We'll go back over to Sam for his 3-point question. In the opening of Into the Spider-Verse, what snack did Peter Parker say was so-so?
The Spider-Man popsicle.
That is correct. Kicking it back over to Steve for his 3-pointer.
Your 3-point question in Scream. In Scream 2, how's Officer Richards killed?
Pipes through the head.
That's correct.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we
Yeah.
can skip that.
That is definitely correct. All right, so that kicks it back over to Sam. Steve has his 2-point lead again. Sam, your 5-point question in the Spider-Man films. In No Way Home, when Peter was talking about the things he likes about MJ, he jokingly says she likes sports, and what is her response? Five, 4.
Repeat the question.
Okay, you have 1 repeat left. In No Way Home, when Peter was talking about the things he likes about MJ, he jokingly says she likes sports, and what is her response? Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
Your final repeat. In No Way Home, when Peter was talking about the things he likes about MJ, he jokingly says she likes sports, and what is her response? Five, 4.
Chess.
And your winner, Steve Mesa. Correct answer was that she likes the Mets and she thinks they're going to go all the way this year.
That's right.
We will save your 5-point Scream question for another day, Steve. But for now, let's get into some post-match interviews. We're going to start with Richie. Movie release dates. You your strength there not kind to you today. But
Yeah,
any thoughts?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say. Go.
Oh yeah, sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, I second guessed myself on the 5-pointer. I was close between 2002 2003, and yeah, I just took the wrong one. But yeah, I'm mad at myself because yeah, I feel like I knew the answer, and also knew I didn't need to get a multiple choice with the Mahershala Ali question. But you know, you live and learn. And yeah, I felt like I made a good account of myself. I did better than I thought I was going to. So yeah, I'll come back.
This is a close game to the end, and since we're doing league-based scoring, it's not going to be you lose, you don't come back till next year. We will re-rack everybody. You will have a match before you know it. Again, thanks for playing, Richie. And with that, we're going to bring in our second place finisher, scoring 2 points on the day, a point for coming in second place, and a point for the TKO, Mr. Sam Wilson. Sam, thoughts about the game and thoughts about the future?
You know, this was a really fun. It was a really tight match the entire way through. It was kind of back and forth. Like I got Steve's strength in the wheel spin, and Richie got my strength in the wheel spin. I got really lucky with the Scream questions because, to be completely honest with you, and people are gonna, be mad at me for saying this, I have not seen a single Scream movie at all. So I just checked on a multiple choice and just gave my best guess for all of those. And I'm surprised I got as many of those as I did. And then that last Spider-Man question, I actually just rewatched No Way Home like 2 nights ago, but that's such a specific line that I just couldn't recall that. That was a really tricky one. But when you said that, I suddenly remembered the line. So that was a tough one. But this was a really fun match, and I really enjoyed this format a lot. So.
Like I said, we'll be seeing you back. You know, you do have 2 points in the overall standing, so you'll be grouped together with people with like scores in the next match. So we will see you probably soon once we get through this first round of matches. Again, Sam, thanks for playing. With that, we're going to bring out our winner, scoring 3 points on the day, 2 points for his first place win, and a point for a TKO. Mr. Steve Mesa. Steve, how are you feeling? How'd the match go for you, and what are you looking forward to?
I did what I did, and I won. But this was a very interesting way to do trivia. Playing, because usually I'm more of a master of the general movie trivia, as you and Malcolm know. But when it comes to a specific, categories, that's something I lack a little bit. But luckily, I was able to pick the strength, which is the Scream franchise, and I picked the right one, and got some of those questions right. I think I also stole a question from Sam when he got that wrong, so we got that one. The Officer Richards one was the one that I was like, ooh, which one was it? And I think it has to be the guy that had got the pipe through the head, because then gunshot, that's not like a good answer,
Yeah. That was what I was thinking when I wrote it. But I'm glad you're able to snip that out and get it. We will say, like I said, we'll save a 5-pointer for you next time. Hopefully you get a chance to answer that next time you play, or next time you choose Scream, because we do have 3 strengths in this league. But again, Steve, it was great to have you. I'm going to take you off the stream. Malcolm and I are going to close it out for today. Malcolm, final thoughts. I'll give you the final word on the match.
It was definitely a good match. It was definitely a bold strategy for Steve to give up his strength before he'd even had a chance to spin. But I mean, it worked out for him in the end. But I mean, it's still a bold strategy to do that, because he must be confident about the other categories. But yeah.
Right, I agree. With that, it was a very tight match, probably the tightest match we've had so far, with just the scores in general coming out of the first 2 rounds. So I was happy to be here for it. So for myself, for Malcolm Lay, for the writing team of myself, Will Cohen, Henry Confidential, this has been There Will Be Trivia. Listen, I'm going to ask you again, I'm going to ask you nicely to like this. I'm going to ask you nicely to subscribe. And I'm going to ask you nicely to join the Facebook page. Please don't make me ask you again. Again, I've been John, and it's been real.